we get started, before we do anything in this space, we want to start with a land acknowledgement. The territory that we're currently occupying is complicated. It's been the ancestral land connected to the Attawandaron or Chinanton peoples, the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee folks, and it's the treaty land of the Mississaugas of the Credit River. It's good to be conscious of, as a lot of us identify as settlers on these territories, not all of us, but it's good to be conscious of the ways in which colonialism is ongoing and our current participation in the processes that continue to displace folks from their territories and contribute to the destruction of the environment and of all the beings that we share the world with. Especially doing solidarity work with Indigenous folks, it's good to think about how this is not necessarily all of our daily experiences, how this is happening every single day for folks out west at Unistoten Camp and in our own territories here, what is so-called Ontario, at Six Nations, with Aamjiwnaang and Sarnia, up north. Yeah, there's lots of different struggles going on, so it's good to connect all of them and not just think of like an isolated struggle out west, because this is super interconnected, as well as in all over the world with Indigenous movements in Central and South America, in Australia, everywhere. Everything's connected and all of our actions matter. So we have to be conscious of decolonizing the way that we act in the world and building good relationships with the folks that are near to us, and as well as all Indigenous folks worldwide who are doing frontline work and doing it in really dangerous circumstances where they're putting their lives on the line to protect their lands. And we relatively have a lot of privilege for folks who don't identify as Indigenous to do this work and feel safe and not actually have to worry about losing our lives necessarily always, like in an action like this. Like stuff that's going on at Unistoten Camp right now, where there's like snipers and RCMP and militarized violence. Like, we're doing things like this and just occupying space. So it's good to be conscious of our privilege to be able to do this in a relatively safe place. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass it off to Sarah to talk about some updates and reasons why we're gathering here today.
I'm just going to give a little bit of quick background context. Flyers were printed. We're going to be moving into another kind of action shortly, which will be explained in a minute or two. And so those flyers that have some background, like create a timeline of kind of some of the struggle. There's actually, like, as we know, the Wet'suwet'en have been working to ensure that their territory is healthy for like hundreds of years, and that territory and the health of that territory is being threatened right now. Specifically, they've been on that land with the checkpoint and the camp for over a decade, holding that space and blocking over 10 different fossil fuel projects, pipeline and fracking projects, which is like a massive deal. That territory in particular, by them blocking it for 10 years, has like really impacted the ability of different pipeline projects to like grow and expand and yeah, cause a significant amount of destruction to the land, air, and water in that area. But also, obviously, we know all the waters are connected, and the issue is spreading. In particular, we're conscious and we're wanting to be noting that this is like a really particular point in time. We know a year ago that both two different camps were raided on the Wet'suwet'en territory that are working to try and protect the health of that territory. And people have been told, and it's been made clear, that snipers were permitted to kill if the action escalated in a particular way. That like really demonstrates where our government is at around how they view Indigenous lives. And also land protectors or land defenders who are trying to keep the water safe, and that they're upholding the rights of industry and fossil fuel companies over people who actually have the rights and responsibilities over that land. It's a year later, and this is not just like, oh, there's going to be another raid. This is potentially like, this is maybe the last stand for those folks at that camp who've been living there for over a decade. That is their home. And they are, this last raid potentially could evict people who've been on that land, taking care of it for a really long time. And so, like I said, there's a flyer that was made that has some details about that, which we'll be getting folks potentially hand out. But what we want to be conscious of is that there are some requests coming from out west. So if you're talking to people and if we're thinking about conversations with folks in our lives, there are really specific requests around asking the police to stand down and refrain from enforcing the injunction until there's a nation-to-nation talk can occur with the provincial and federal government to address the infringement to Wet'suwet'en rights and title. That the remote detachment established by the RCMP on Wet'suwet'en territory be immediately removed. That no force or lethal weapons be used against Wet'suwet'en people and their supporters. That the RCMP refrain from preventing Wet'suwet'en people and their guests from accessing their territories. Currently, the RCMP have advised the local helicopter companies not to fly into Unistoten territory, endangering the safety of Wet'suwet'en people and the guests of the Ginmitten access point and Unistoten village. That Wet'suwet'en people must not be forcibly removed or evicted from their unceded territories, and that Wet'suwet'en people and their supporters remain peaceful on the front lines. This is a time to be putting a lot of pressure on the RCMP and RBC, who are financially supporting these projects, as well as Coastal GasLink. And so those are the big things that you're going to be talking and going after folks around how we can make change. The people right now who can stop this is the government, Coastal GasLink, and the RCMP. And so those are who people need to be putting pressure on.